What's up guys, Kevin Snowmuch here and welcome back to another reaction video. Today we are reacting to War of the Ender Kingdoms, the full trailer by Rainimator. And we've all known this is going to be a series, it's been talked about for so long behind the scenes. This is as to my knowledge, this is a trailer for something that's going to be worked on after the main series. Anyone else who knows better can correct me in the comments below if I'm wrong. But from what I've seen on Rainimator's Discord server, it looks really, really good, and I'm just so super excited to see it. And I love the main character that's going to be used for the. Pardon me, my voice. That's going to be used for the main series. I believe her name is Gwendolyn, and she looks absolutely adorable. I love her. So, without any further ado, let's get into the War of the Ender Kingdoms trailer. Let's do it. What I'll probably do, actually, is I'll watch the whole thing first, and then I'll break it down and talk about bits and pieces afterwards. So, yeah, let's get into it.
Hundreds of years ago, the End was divided into several different kingdoms, each one safekeeping an End crystal. These magic artifacts brought unity among the Ender people.
Cool.
It powered our ships, channeled our sorceries, and provided sustenance for everyone.
Aww.
It was life for the Ender kingdoms.
That's beautiful.
Each Ender Lord treasured them at heart.
Look at him.
Lance, Lord of the Void Islands, spent more than half of his lifetime studying the potency of End crystals. He learned that combining them all will bring upon new
drugs.
Turning the End into an unstoppable empire.
He looks high.
All other species will be inferior, and they can spread their dominion towards the Nether and Overworld. However, that is the sole reason the crystals must be separated. The Ender Lords are already happy with inward perfection. Invading other worlds is against the Ender philosophy. Lance was mocked by the Ender Lords, telling him years of isolated studying made him insane. Little did they know, Lance was never asking for their permission. He was already raising his army of creatures from the void. He was only
Ooh, that looks so cool.
Then, when everyone was at their most comfortable, Lance began his invasion. His fleet of End ships was like no one has ever seen. It blanketed the stars, raining destruction from above.
That looks so
His voidlings,
cool.
Vex, and Endermen plowed through the armies of those who opposed his goal. He was unstoppable. In a matter of a few years, he gathered more than half of the crystals and vassalized the weaker kingdoms. My family, the End Witch Coven, along with a few kingdoms in the far south,
it's cool how you call it your family.
Untouched. Benevolent lords and ladies who stand as the last legs of this warring realm.
I love how the
Lord Fortis,
Luna people have
guardian of the Dragon Tower.
Their skin.
Lord Zeganir, the apex End dancer
Zeg!
and father of the End Stone.
What, an End wolf?
Matriarch Ceres, the first dragon tamer and renowned warlord of Dragonspire. Ceres gathered all surviving kingdoms and formed the Ender Watchers, a coalition to defeat Lance's tyranny. Subjugating lesser species is not the way of the Ender people, and it's up to us to restore order in the Ender Kingdom.
Love it, love it.
My name is Gwendolyn, Grand Sorceress of the Ender Watchers, and this is my story.
Love it, I love it. Who voices her? I must know. Sorry, I was very quiet then, because that is... Who voices her? I need to know right now. Oh my god, that's Erin. Am I pronouncing her name right? Erin Roselle? That's the voice of Ciara, I believe. She also now voices Gwendolyn, which is really cool, because we love a bit of Ciara. So yeah, that is really, really cool. I obviously knew that Lance was going to be the main antagonist in the series. So let's break this down and talk about a few things that I noticed. First of all, I love how you showed the Orchid Fleet again, obviously. I don't know if you're gonna plan for Arabella to be in a reappearance. But she's a really cool character, and I know a lot of people like her character. So I hope she makes a reappearance at some point in the series, because I do love her. Whether it be the main storyline or, you know, this prequel series. There's a lot of people misunderstand when they listen to the end stuff that's being talked about recently. It's a prequel series. It's way before the main series. So yeah. Also, something that I think would be an interesting concept idea, and again, this is just a theory I have. You know, however the prod team and Rain takes this, you know, it was up to them. It's their story, but I'm gonna throw this theory out there because I think it's an interesting one I've thought of. What if Lance and Arabella teamed up? Think about that for the moment. Think about it. Lance wants to create an unstoppable empire. He wants all other species to be inferior and to take over the other realms. He wants the end crystals. And then if we think about what Arabella wants, she wants a life never ending, obviously. Her unstoppable fleet. To travel to new frontiers. She also wants the end crystals. Like, the two of them have very similar goals and ambitions, and they're basically travelling down the same path, but the way they're going about it is obviously slightly different. You know, one's pirate, one's an endlord. But the thought of those two working together, it does make sense, and not just because they're both dancing. As cool as that would be to see, you know, even if it's just like a one-time thing, like they make a one-time deal or something like that, whether it's a long-term thing or a short-term thing, like, I think that as a concept is an interesting idea, and it would make sense on why they would work together. I could just be jumping to conclusions, because for all we know, it's very likely that Arabella and her fleet are a completely separate campaign to Lance's. But, you know, as I said, as a concept, it's a theory I have, and I thought it'd be worth sharing. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about that idea in the comments below. And if you think I'm crazy, go ahead and call me out, because love it. And I love these. I think I've seen these before. They were a character suggestion, I believe. They're like void whales or something. I'm not quite sure what these are. They look like end crystal jellyfish type things. So I'm not entirely sure. But yeah.
Each Ender
Also, I love, if I look at, I think, is that Apollo, I think I'm gonna call him? Or is it Cain? Yes, there are two Cains in this series. It's very confusing. Rain, why did you name two characters Cain? Why did you do it? Yes, I think that's Apollo. And I love how his skin is basically like the void. Like, that's really, really cool. And it moves as you play.
Lord treasured them at heart.
How did you do that? Teach me your wizardry. And there's Lance. We've obviously seen Lance in the main storyline, except now he's a frog. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people like Ender Frog Lance. I don't personally. So it's really exciting to see him like in his prime as an Endlord. And I also like the fact that, you know, where he lives, his look references the way he lives. I don't know if it's just the lighting, but he looks ridiculously pale. Is he sick or something? I don't know. But yeah. And I like how he's like, his corruption for power is like shown in his face. I think that's really cool. Or is that like a scar? I don't think. No, it's not. It can't be a scar because he doesn't have it in the main series. So I'm assuming it's like a vein or a mark or like a curse or something. I'm not sure. But yeah. So what is that? Is that like a butterfly? An ender butterfly? I'm not sure. This I love. I love everything about this. I can just picture. One thing I would say is for Lance's conquest, that we know is obviously going to be the main point of story in the series, is I hope it's not just about the war, if that makes sense. Like, I hope we learn about the inhabitants of the Ender Kingdom themselves, about more about the characters themselves, as well as like building it around the war as well. Like, I'm sure Rain will, because Rain is really good at what he does and tells a story. With the main series war, he's obviously very good at developing the characters with them. So I'm not worried, but yeah, I do hope, because we know a lot of what we've seen of the end already is just like war, 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 and so I hope it'll be interesting to see Lance's interpretation of things, because will it just be him and a bunch of his mobs, or will there be other characters that side with him, or are part of his forces, like other Enderkin, other other Endermen, like as in like talking characters, not just like a monster. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see. It definitely will be interesting to see. And he looks beautiful there. He's a beautiful man. I will not even deny it. He's an attractive man. Love him. This one here, has Ceres ever actually been to the Nether? I want to know. Like this, like, or is this just what? Is about the end guys like been to the Nether, or is this just what? I'm assuming this is just what Lance is envisioning. Well, first, also there's two bits I'm kind of confused about. First of all, when it showed the Nether, like in Gwendolyn's narration, it stated about the Nether and Overworld. Obviously, I think it makes sense that the End would know about the Nether, considering they're opposite realms, and you know it would make a lot of sense in terms of lore, especially for the fact that Lance has been studying for, I think they said, around half of his life, so that makes sense. However, and correct me if I'm wrong, anybody, but I'm pretty sure Rain stated that the End people did not know of the Overworld until like Ceres attacked it in Cold as Ice. I bear in mind, I do know Cold as Ice has a lot of loopholes and is not. You know, Rain would have wanted to change things, and things have changed since. But what I'm struggling to understand is how would the Ender people learn of the Overworld, and what if, and the bit where Ceres says of subjugating lesser species is not the way of the Ender people, didn't Ceres actually do that to the Overworld people? She waged war on them, and I'm wanting to know what was the trigger that provoked her to wage war on the Overworld, when she's clearly stated that she's against Lance's reign of tyranny, but is willing to cause her own tyranny by attacking a different realm. Now, but yeah, I am aware that, you know, things have changed, but, you know, I'm judging by what we've seen. What we've seen and we know is, you know, canonical to the story. It would be interesting to see, like, you know, does this series end with her finding out what the Overworld is? Because obviously we know that the story has to, you know, continue on at some point. Is it just gonna remain in the far past? Is the rumor of her having a past with Herobrine a thing? Because why did she attack Herobrine in? Why did she attack Herobrine in? Goodbye, out of middle of nowhere. I mean, obviously because they asked her to, but I would like to think Ceres doesn't do things without good reason. And then will we see? And then I think it's either rumored or it's confirmed. I'm not sure which. That Ceres was a warmonger, and I'm not sure like how that plays into the story because we know. I think it's safe to say Lance is, but like it would make sense if Ceres also became one, and also it would be interesting to see if because I know it was a really early concept, and I really, really, really hope it stays canon. But a lot of people said that there was it was mentioned by Rain at some point that there was a big rivalry between Lance and Ceres, and I really, really hope that stays canon to the main storyline because it would expand upon both characters. It would show a different side to Ceres that wasn't just, oh, I'm calm, I know what I'm doing, blah blah blah. Cause like she's younger here, so she's not gonna know what she's doing all the time. So, and we saw elements of that in the To the Void video where she didn't know whether to fight back, whether to protect the end crystal. So we saw bits of that, but I would definitely like to see more of that character because that's definitely something I feel like she's gotten better at as she's gotten older. I know Enderkin don't technically age. I don't think they can only die if they're killed off, but you get my point. Like, the longer she's lived, the more, knowledge and know-how she's gained. So I would like to see that, and also I would just like to see, like, Lance. If we, like, that's the main thing we all want in this series, is just see Dancy Lancey again. I know I call her out a lot, but that's what we all want this series to be about. We want to see Dancing Lance, because we love him. Love him to pieces. Also, I like how here, the girls are all serious. I mean, Sarah's looks a bit pissed off. She looks really confused. I mean, don't blame her. She can't exactly see. No offense to blind people, but yeah. Also, where did you get a sunflower from? You guys have never been to the overworld, and yet you have a sunflower? What kind of witchery is this? I mean, okay, it's magic. I get it. Okay, whatever. I will talk a little bit about characters' appearances. And this is just my opinion, so don't, attack me. Love hers. I don't remember. Was that? I can't remember her name. Skylor? Lady Skylor? I know it says Skylar. I know that's how it's pronounced, but the way you've spelt it, to me, is Skylor, so I'm gonna pronounce it like that. But yeah, I love her design. Absolutely love it. She kind of looks very similar to Ceres, actually. Are like those two related or something? Because they look ridiculously similar. Both Ceres and Skylar. Then you have, I think her name's Lara Silverwing, which obviously makes sense because she's got silver wings. I'm not sure about the red eyes. Makes her look kind of evil, and not too sure about that. I don't know quite what you've gone with the red. Not sure. But yeah, she kind of looks like a little like a little dragon version of a Tinkerbell. Quite like that. And then obviously Loretta. She's definitely going to be an interesting character to see because from what I've heard, she's a Luxomancer, which means she can bend and shape light, which is going to be really interesting to see in the series. I will say that. And then here, this is just golden. I never thought I'd see the day where Vortis is laughing his ass off, but here we are. I love it.
Lord.
I would love to know how you got the skin, like, that doesn't look like huh. Maybe it was the same guy. But yeah, I love the lunar people. That's so cool. Like, I knew he was the kind of guy, like, Marcel was the kind of guy to be, like, laughing his ass off, being like, ha ha ha, you're so pathetic, because, canonically speaking, Marcel will be a very muscular, brawny, physically strong person, whereas Lance is, like, very lean and thin. Well, not very thin, but, like, he's not nearly as muscular in comparison, so I can see him like, haha, you pathetic, well, oh. I didn't think Vortis would be laughing, but then again, he's probably seen so much bullshit in his life that he's just gonna humour him. And I can't tell whether he's laughing at it or he looks more intrigued, because Apollo kind of does look like more intrigued, but I'm not sure. I love how there's the difference in comparison to how boys treat boys. Like, boys how boys treat boys, how girls treat boys. Accurate, I'm not gonna lie. I do feel a bit bad for Lance though. Like imagine that though. Like, I'm not saying what he ends up doing is right or is understandable, but it makes sense. If you think about it this way, he went to the End Lords with a proposal. Obviously, he was going ahead with it anyway, so there's that. So put that to the side for now. Like, forget about that for now. He went to the End Lords with the proposal. They all mocked him and said no, or got angry with him. And then saying that I think Gwen even says here,
related studying.
Years of isolated studying made him insane, yet nobody offered to help him. Think about that. If you're gonna accuse someone of having problems and you're not even gonna think about helping them, no wonder he went on all wacky and corrupt, and you can see it on his face. Are you guys fucking blind? I'm just maybe just jumping to a conclusion just because of a trailer, but like, I don't know. I quite like it. I quite like it. I can't wait to see it.
Made him insane. Little did they know, Lance was never asking for their permission. He was already raising his army of
That is creepy, and I love it.
Creatures from the void.
That is just creepy, and I absolutely love it. That's why I want more like antagonist characters other than Lance. So I hope we get more of those, because I can just like, it would just be so fun to see like a band of villains, not really villains, I mean technically are villains, band of like antagonists, with like, multiple characters who are working together. Either maybe they're forced to join Lance's side, or are like mind controlled, or maybe they are working for him willingly. You never know. Like, I do think that would be like, in my opinion, an ideal way of going about it. Other than, I think it would, because just in my opinion, I think it would be kind of boring the entire time to be like, oh, Lance, his army, we're killing people. Because I mean, even the Nether King in the main series is gonna has other people working for him. He has, or he did have Hogsworth until he got, clapped by the Frostborn and then chained up. He's got Kralos, I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right. He's got the Necromancer dude, which I forget his name. I think he's got a few like other pig brutes as well, so and maybe Vanessa, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what Vanessa's doing these days. She might be just chilling on a beach with a cocktail, for all we know. But yeah, I really want like a bigger, like more characters on the antagonist side as well as the protagonist side, because it would make things one, more even, two, more interesting for the story development. Because we can learn why Lance is doing these things, but it will also add more like diversity as why other people would be working for him, and what would be in it for them, because are they doing it out of fear? Are they doing it out of because they agree with him? Are they doing it to like because they're friends with him? I don't know. We don't know. Like, I just hope that's the case. Like, I do. Also, I absolutely love the way these Endermen look. And I mean, the zombies look cool, but the Endermen look cooler. I love them already. Also, how come? Question: was this just down to design choices, or Why do some have no faces, like the blank faces, and then some of them do have faces? Does this mean the blue-haired girl is a significant character, but these two characters over here are just mere characters? I mean, fair enough if that's the case, but yeah. I was like a baby Enderman as well. I never noticed that before.
Everyone was at their most comfortable. Lance began his invasion. His fleet of end ships.
Also, I love how he's got like dark end ships with to match the void. I absolutely love that. And also, I'm assuming he dies. Like just a small hunch. I'm assuming that we're gonna see Apollo. I can't pronounce names to save the life of me, but I think he's probably going to die. Just a hint by what I'm looking at. Also, I know this is something one of my friends, Ocean, is gonna point out as soon as he sees this. Is gonna be like, "Oh look, the Orchid City is the one who got invaded first."
Half of the crystals.
Aromancer's Enclave. We've never heard anything about that yet. I mean, if you're not, keeping up with the Discord server, you won't have a clue what I'm talking about here, but yeah.
And vassalized the weaker kingdoms.
Right, vassalized. So that means that he enslaved them? So maybe he didn't kill them, he just enslaved them? Or he killed their leaders and then enslaved them? But another thing that's interesting to mention is it's spreading to the kingdoms, but the Shattered Blade Island, or islands, are being left alone, so.
My family, the Endwitch Coven, along with a few kingdoms in the far south, remained untouched. Benevolent lords and...
Also, I hate to break this to everybody right now, but we need to have, like, a serious moment of silence, because look at this character right here. The Shulker. Her name is Quinny. If you looked in Rainimator's Discord server, you would see this. I will find that information for you, and I will read it out to you. There you go. Quinny the Shulker Golem. A Shulker who levitates crystals to form her body. What is the one thing that Lance will be after? The crystal. I hate to break it to you, but I think Quinny might not necessarily die, but lose her body. She might lose some limbs. Just something to keep in mind.
Realm. Lord Vortis, guardian of the Dragon Tower.
That looks really cool. I didn't even see all these wolves before, but I love the fact that you have end wolves. Where are the other end dancers? I need to know.
Seganir, the apex end dancer and father of the Endstone Darkness. Matriarch Ceres.
I love the fact that you've got ender dogs. I absolutely love it. I love it. I just love it. I can't wait to see more end dancers, because I love Zeg. Zeg's a really cool character. I love the mix of all the soldiers around here. Oh, you got another dog over here. Maybe Zegnon doesn't have any other end dancers. Maybe it's just an army of dogs, which I totally respect if that's the case. Also, something else I'm noticing here is you've got Quinny over here. You've got, I think that's Isaac and Gwen there. The light dude. The Luxomancer dude. I don't see him anywhere. I think he might be dead. So yeah, it's unfortunate, but I think he might think this dude, the light dude, might be dead. Also, I think the K imposter might be dead because I don't see him anywhere.
Kingdoms.
Either no, I don't see him anywhere. Anyway.
Lesser species is not the way of the Ender people.
I can't wait to see this girl back in action. We know she's fierce with a sword, so I can't wait to see her.
Gwendolyn, Grand Sorceress of the Ender Watchers. And this is my story.
I love her. I love her. I love her. Honestly, I'm don't get me wrong, I'm glad Ciara sorry, it's not Ciara. I'm glad Aaron Roselle is the one voicing her, because I was really worried she's going to have one of those high-pitched squeaky voices. But I'm glad she doesn't. I'm glad she has like a really good, strong voice. When I first saw her appearance, I was like, I want to voice this girl. But obviously, you know what I mean. Like, you know, you look at a character and you like, wow, they're a really cool character. You're gonna absolutely love being the main character. Like, that's the feeling I get with Gwen. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So yeah, that was it's apparently said coming soon in 2023. So there's that. Yeah, those are the bits that I've noticed. If there's anything other bits that you guys noticed in that trailer that caught your interest, let me know in the comments down below. But those are the points that I noticed and I wanted to talk about. I'm really, really looking forward to the prequel series when it comes out. And I know I say that about every Rainimator video, but I absolutely just love it. I love it. And I can't wait. Like, I feel like and this is just the feeling I get just from the sheer size of the End Kingdoms. I feel like it's probably going to be a bigger series than the main series. And that's just my opinion. Just because of the sheer size. If you want to delve into, have like a big, wide selection of characters, and you want to do that story justice, I feel like it's going to go on for a long, long time. Like, a good chunk longer than the main series, which I'm totally there for. I'm totally down for it. I'm totally so excited to see the end, like, in its prime, and how everything will unfold. So yeah, that was my reaction to the War of the Ender Kingdoms trailer. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like and a comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It will be greatly appreciated and will help a bunch of projects that are further to come. And I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.